midichlorian and 10% blood.
Speaking of 10% blood, I'm your host, Duhad, and we're back with more Star Wars. So where we left off was Thorn and Jazal pointing and shouting at each other.
Yes, which normally would have been a bigger deal, considering that one of them technically has a weapons mount on their arm. Thankfully, it is empty at the moment. Also, we have...
click, 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 click.
So I want to just set this in very briefly here because I have a thing I want to do.
Yeah.
So it's basically Jazal points at Thorn, shouts "You!" Thorn points back and shouts "You!" And then suddenly something changes his demeanor, and the big battle bot turns around, looks at Demi, and says, "Demi, you're back."
Jazal goes, "What?"
Rosie bends down and pulls out her one remaining arms, give us a hug.
Oh no, I'm good.
Okay. Oh no, I'm sorry. Last time, of course. Oh, it's so good to see you back. Oh,
You too, Rosie.
Jazal is now just looking over at Hull. What?
Oh, and you must be Hall's little friend. Oh, it's so nice to see her making new friends.
Yeah.
What?
That'll be
His arm is still in the air, and it's just locked on Rosie. But he is just not looking at Rosie, he's just looking at Hull, with the most confused expression that Hull has probably ever seen on his face.
So... 2 robots in one body. Oh gosh, do I have to explain it more than that?
Rosie looks at Jazal and just basically chipperly goes, "The other personality inside of my chassis wants to murder you."
He starts trying to scoot away, wincing
No,
as
we
he
won't
does.
let it happen.
I am not going to allow him to.
He's scooting closer over towards Hull.
I can explain a little bit more than that. For example, whose idea it was to build this. To attach our little Rosie to this awful body.
You did
I
come
look
up with
at
the idea
Hull.
of a robot upgrade.
That's right. You're both responsible for my creation. I'm so very grateful.
Jazal drops his arm and asks the one question probably on everyone's mind. Are Jedi always so crazy?
Again,
No, just her.
not Jedi yet.
Technically, none of them are Jedi.
Yeah. Washington's the closest thing.
Which is just sort of staying in the corner.
Jazal is now looking at Washin, eyes flicking between the lightsaber and the robes and the scars.
I'm sort of intermediate. Close, but not, fully there yet. I'm sort of... And then, Rosie's head snaps around, and Thorn says, "This one is a pathetic excuse for a Jedi pretending to be greater than he currently is. These two are still young enough that they have not been poisoned by the Jedi's false ideology. You blew off my arm.
It's okay,
shut up
Thorn.
my ear card!
I was attempting to save the child. I was
He
being
didn't
heroic."
need saving!
I have saved 2 children. How many children have you saved?
Over what time period?
Recently.
Well, I
You're
got her
not
off the street
counting.
and away from the dead zones.
This was not directly saving them. I directly saved them.
This was supposed to be a rhetorical question that I win.
This is a rhetorical statement. You have not directly saved any children, and we are only counting the last couple of days. I have saved significantly more children than I have killed.
How many children have you killed?
In the last few days, none at all.
And before that?
My memory banks are still fuzzy.
Oh, yeah,
No,
right.
It's like Fallout, where it has a counter for every person you killed, except there's like a separate counter for children.
My counter is very vague. I do not keep detailed statistics.
There's just a bunch of dashes.
What, does it say 999?
It is very high. I was very good at my job.
At this, Giselle just looks straight at Washington and goes, okay, so you're not a full Jedi yet. What do you have to do to become a full Jedi, and why are you wandering around with a murder bot?
I'm glad you're interested. I pull out a brochure.
Yeah. Like, well, the thing is, I guess the thing is, there's usually kind of a big ceremonial thing, and there's kind of some training. It's been a very strange process. As for the robot, the thing is, they were originally very small. You see the head, that was Rosie, and Rosie is very nice, very, very sweet. Thorn is not. I'm still trying to figure him out. He's not killed anyone, I think. Has he? I don't think so. Yet?
Do you want to count?
He shakes his head and goes, according to Hull, not for lack of trying.
Do you count attempts?
Like, Thorn stops and thinks, I mean, I haven't actually killed anyone, which is disappointing. However, I have done a very good job of trying, and as you Jedi are fond of saying, putting in the effort is ultimately almost as useful as the actual end result.
Well, according to the movies, there there is no try.
You are correct. I suppose then I have failed. I shall have to think on my mistakes. Or correct them.
Washington's like, don't encourage him to kill fellow babies.
Like, he looks over at Giselle and says, or I could correct them and finish what I started.
No, Thorn. No.
No.
He's off limits.
Okay, just putting it on the table that this is an option at any time.
Greatly appreciated, okay?
All right. So what did you call me here for, if not to murder this child? Well, we were actually...
I don't know, Washington.
I wanted to ask about what happened to Demi in the alley. I feel like that was a mistake now, but because I was trying not to traumatize the child, which, again, in retrospect, I feel like I went around this the wrong way.
Oh, whatever, Gramps. You're, like, what, a year older than me?
I was more Demi, but, like, okay, wow, just, again... Really, really personal. Everybody's kind of getting, maybe we should just all take a step back and... I will tell you about the creature that attempted to murder Demi.
How dare you speak to my master that way? And, like, everyone's shouting over each other.
Rabble, 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 rabble.
So yeah, there's like sort of a cluster of noise for a bit.
It's like your calls.
Yeah, eventually, though, it dies down and Thorn can go ahead and speak.
Now, if I may go on uninterrupted, I will explain. We were in the alley. There was a coating of organic material. It did not appear to be flesh, however, it might have been. It was difficult to tell at the time, as we were being attacked by a large creature made up of organic and inorganic material. It was very difficult to kill. But
for the record, Thorn still has the rent in his armor caused by the thing.
Yes, it gave me this. I am not easily damaged, and yet it seemed to have very little trouble. He then goes and basically gives a little thumbs up esque motion towards Demi and says, "The young Jedi, the young Force sensitive was able to do significant damage to the creature. His killing instincts are refined and admirable. I can give you a detailed description of the creature, if you would like. My memory banks are not as clear as they used to be, but I am still able to retain short-term information with incredible precision." Okay. So he goes to do things like, I will now use my projector to show off what I saw. Projector.
No one's going to go ahead and stop this? Okay. Yeah. So a picture of the thing in motion, which is actually rather blurred, shows up there. It is...
I'm imagining Kaufman.
To be extra traumatizing, it's specifically from when it was slashing him open, so it's the creature lunging out dramatically and slashing at the people watching.
Teeth and tentacles and spikes.
As Thorn is talking about bringing out this projection or hologram, Demi wants to leave, but he's forcing himself to stay in to try and be strong, like the idiot that he is. And he ends up cowering behind Washin, grabbing onto his robes or whatever.
This tiny coward.
Washin's never been more proud.
Hey, Demi, how many people have you saved? I bet you it's way smaller numbers than Hall.
Anyway, yeah, this thing shows up.
And then Demi goes, at least I saved my parents.
Well, I was more thinking I saved everyone who would have been killed by that monstrosity.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, Washin's like, oh, wow, that is awful.
So, Washin, you've never seen anything quite like it. But there are elements of it that remind you a very little bit of what you saw down in Kashik's Shadowlands.
Oh Jesus! And this is different than the similar organic monstrosities from the concert hall.
Yeah, you didn't see this there.
Okay, so this is new, horrible but new. And actually, this kind of reminds me of something I saw back
in the city.
The last time I saw anything even close to this, it was in the deep, dark reaches of Kashyyyk. The thing was.
He looks at you again and just goes, "What do you have to do to get that ceremony?"
I don't know. Like, Washin just suddenly stops and looks at him, just like, I don't know. I don't know, and at this point, I'm afraid to ask.
He just shakes his head. Jedi are insane. Look, if that's been in the city, or more than one of them, I can see why there's these dead zones. You came here to stop it?
Well, not originally, but we're gonna do it now. We actually came because an entire population was disappeared apparently overnight, and we followed the trail here. But this seems slightly more immediate. And
you are overstating a little bit there, but...
Well, yeah, no, dramatic license.
Again, eyes bugging.
Yeah. So now we're gonna try and deal with this part, because that's what we do. Because we're heroes.
Yeah.
Look, I'm dead certain the boss wants that gone. If you can help with that, he'll... I want to say play it straight with you, but he'll help.
Well, good, because it's dead.
This is true.
That was the last one. There's no way there were more than that.
Thorn interjects here and says, if there is one thing I have learned from war, it is that no matter how hard it is to kill one thing, if you can kill it, they will make more of them. You must be prepared to continue killing until the enemy runs out of whatever it is they are throwing at you. Or you can bomb enough of their cities.
In one case, it is cloned humans. In other cases, it is robots with greater importance of use and utility.
Yes, they are without the limitations of weak flesh.
Where was it?
He's found back behind the subway.
Like comes out, it's like
in his parking lot.
Right here, in this intersection or alleyway, whatever the fuck it was.
There wasn't a dead zone there. He looks kind of sickly.
Yeah.
That's a new one.
Yeah. So zombie drop briefly. So basically, just we're identifying the location of the attack, and also talking about how there's totally going to be a lot more of these things.
No, they won't. They can't be.
So Thorn puts his hand on you.
He actually goes ahead and reaches over to the other side of the hospital bed where some of his clothes are. Did Thorn go ahead and describe the altar that was in the area?
Oh yeah. He basically kind of goes through like a slideshow of like details.
He pulls out one of the crystals from his jacket pocket. We've been finding these around town.
And this is like the same type that was in the altar.
Yeah.
Can Demi go grab it from his hands?
Yeah, Demi would probably be able to do that.
Snatch it away. And then I'm going to force sense on it.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and do that.
What's the rolls? The roll. There we go.
You don't have dice?
I have 1d6.
You should
Okay,
order-
so you're using
I'll
that
roll-
for
I'll
your
roll it.
wild. Okay.
You should order a pound of dice and then wait 10 years while it gets to Australia.
Sense. 1 plus 1.
Best part is I'm not wrong.
You're not.
It's about
Also
as
pay-
accurate as
Pay about $100 in shipping.
Yeah.
I rolled 6 plus 1, so that's 7. Then I re-rolled, which is 9.
9, okay. There's definitely force energy in this thing. And the thing is, you've been close to these before, and, you know, obviously they've been around the city. It's only once you touched it that you noticed this. And there's definitely something off about it. It's not a big, you know, blatant, this is of the dark side thing in the crystal. But there's force energy in it, and it's not normal.
Okay. And then I hand it off to Washin.
Yeah.
Washin, at this point, go ahead and make a sense roll as well. Once it touches your fingers, you're going to feel this.
Okay. Action die or no action die on force bars?
Action die.
Okay, so that's gonna be fun then. There's a lot of ones. These dice are not doing me right today. So that's
Excellent. I get to introduce this mechanic then.
Okay, so that's going to be 10, 15.
15.
With the
Okay.
one on the action die.
Yeah, I figured as much. Okie dokie. Washin, as it touches your fingers, you feel the offness of it, and that it's filled with force energy. And then suddenly, you feel power surge through you.
It, like, just starts going, ah!
Well, that's unfair.
Well, hold off here. You feel power surge through you. And in this case, you actually feel your shoulders knitting back together.
What the hell is
Oh,
going on?
Painfully.
Yeah. He just starts shit. Like, basically, it's like a dumb action superhero movie thing where he's like, instead of actually dropping it like a sane person would do, he just sort of falls to his
You
knees.
can't
holding
drop it.
Okay, cool, perfect. So that actually fits what I was going to say, which is that he just basically falls to his knees while like clutching his wrist with one hand and holding the crystal in the other. Just going like, ah!
To be fair, when you're electrocuted, usually your muscles tense up. So if something like that happens, you grip onto it tighter rather than meant to
point.
touch electric wires with the back of your hand.
I was about to say, yeah. As you go further and further, crystal shatters in your hands.
Ah! Ah!
And you have 2 knots of scars over your shoulders. But your mobility is back.
Ah! What the?
Also,
Dipping. Yeah.
Take a dark side.
Yeah, I was gonna say dark side point.
Dark side.
Whoa! Demi rushes over.
Wait. So you're saying is
Neither of you can feel it, by the way.
so what you're saying is dark evil is like super good.
So, as Washin is starts getting affected by it, Demi rushes over and Washin, are you okay?
As you say that, crystal shatters in Washin's hands.
Yeah.
His hand just continues to shake as he holds it and starts breathing heavily.
There are bits of the crystal that are embedded in your hand at this point. But again, if you get up, you're going to feel that your arms have much more mobility than they did. You're definitely in pain.
Yeah.
But here's what's going to happen with these things. They are going to be a recurring thing. If you use one, you will take a dark side point. However, they have force power stored in them that you can use to boost your force dice.
Yeah, so Washin kind of slowly clenches and unclenches his hand and then shakes it out a little bit.
Yeah, you feel power in you, Washin, such that you've not felt before.
Yeah, and Washin basically goes, This is so
Also,
wrong.
Oops, what's that? More like Hall is the real cool kid because y'all are taking dark side points left and right over dumb shit like healing.
When you said that Washin's shoulders were knitting together painfully, have they knitted together in a sort of mutated sense, or do they?
No, you wouldn't be able to see this. This is essentially all of the time that Washin would have needed to go ahead and have them heal back on their own. All that time, all the pain, all the discomfort, all the twinges, every single bit of that just got compressed down into about 15 seconds of agony.
Right. Okay.
Why does this take dark side points when it really shouldn't? Because this shit's hype.
Using dark side magic.
No, well, maybe the dark side's really
magic.
the good
It's just
side.
magic. Whatever.
It is though.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing is, assuming that you use the force, Washin, within a little while, you are going to be re-rolling all sixes under the influence of these.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't actually want to use the force for anything specific, but I want to
Right. No, I'm just
a
essentially saying that you can tell that you are more powerful at the moment, and this is again mechanic. You will be both boosting your force points, and this will let the kids actually be able to use more advanced force powers, as well as increasing the dice codes that you're going to do. Yeah.
Oh shit, you can.
Here's the thing. Force lightning's probably a no-go unless there's a good reason for it at the time.
Well,
But
you use it
combat
to...
telekinesis, yeah, you could probably do that under the influence of lightning.
okay, kid, you have to do it in order to punish Luke Skywalker for not joining you. How else are you gonna do it? You're gonna use those shitty post-production tools. I just want to see that scene without the lightning. so it's him just pointing his fingers at Luke while Luke is screaming out loud and sparks are flying everywhere.
I wouldn't mind watching that, especially seeing also the practical effects that they had in there at the same time, and then just stripping away the overpaint. Yeah, no, that'd be kind of neat to actually watch, just the behind the scenes sort of thing.
Okay, actually, hold on, kid. I got a thing here because I just realized. So basically, I've actually had some notes on here for Washin from a while back, where he's put a point into alter, an additional pip into alter, and +2 to force TK, both with markers saying not to actually be applied until next justified use.
Boom.
Yeah, I want to say that this is basically a thing where, as Demi gets closer to him, he basically kind of freaks out a little bit. It's no, stay back, get back, it's dangerous. And then as he does so, instead of just using his incredibly weak alter, it creates a mini pulse, or it's going to try to create a mini pulse.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it.
Yeah. Oh, actually, well, there's a good one. So that's 2 5s and no 6s for re-rolling, but...
Okay.
No, sorry.
So,
Sorry, Debbie, you're flying out of that window.
So that's 11 points total.
Yeah, okay, given that it's omnidirectional and such,
Yeah.
it's definitely not going to, destroy the room or anything, but Demi, you're light, and as you get close to him, you can definitely feel the pushback on this. And apparently we are down to Demi.
Oh, scheiße.
No, I am here. I was muted.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah,
So you get
but yeah,
shunted back a
you
little
go
bit.
ahead and you feel
Yeah.
the pushback as you move over towards him, and it's
I was
enough to
saying-
stop you dead in your tracks.
Yeah, Demi keeps his stability on his feet, but he gets pushed back. Like when you have you shield up in Dark Souls?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the stuff that's loose around the room, the sheets are all thrown askew and such. And actually, at that point, the sheets actually are thrown off of the bed, and you can see that Giselle, while he is wearing, hospital clothing, there is a large, bright pink scar in his leg where he got hit by the shrapnel.
Also,
And where
Marilyn
Thorn
Monroe.
actually went ahead and saved him.
yeah.
Does he do that?
Hmm?
Marilyn Monroe. She pushes the dress.
I'm actually imagining he's laying on his side with like his robe partially open, Jeff Goldblum style.
No. Actually, for the hell of it, given where everyone is likely to be standing in the room, the two men would actually likely be able to see up the hospital gown. Hull would not be able to.
Good.
Well, that's lucky.
Why?
Touches the drapes.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, you can definitely tell by the scar, and he does have some other ones, but this is by far the brightest and biggest of them, that he was very much in danger of dying. If Thorn had gone ahead and left him alone, he would have bled out.
Yeah, watching how looks over at all three
the
kids. and
Riff
says,
was that?
That was horrifying. Those crystals are filled with the dark side of the Force.
Even as you say that, you know you're not telling the truth.
Yeah, but here's the thing, like, as far as Washington's concerned, that is, like, evil nightmare juice, and, like, that just got...
You don't want to encourage Hull to start or the babies to start slapping the shit.
I'm going ahead and, just laying this down in your mind. You know that's not true.
Yeah, like,
These things were definitely made with the dark side,
they
but they are not of the dark side.
these things are dangerous. I don't want any of you touching them.
That's
Why?
the first time that I saw that happen.
He looks
Demi
at...
more slowly walks up to Washin this time and puts his hands on Washin's shoulders.
Yeah, he looks at Hull and says, Hull, listen to me. I know you don't understand our ways yet.
No, but all that happened was you just started pushing Demi
It was more than that.
after screaming.
The power that went into me, it wasn't right. It was too much. It was too powerful.
Oh, I don't know if that says anything about you more than the little rock in your hand.
Well, you actually like see, like, for the first time you actually see and I'm saying, like, basically saying this is partly just due to what just happened and like the stress and stuff, but like for the first time you actually see like Washin go from like worried and freaked out and scared to like clutching his bloodied hand and looking genuinely angry as he looks up at you and says, Hall, do not touch those crystals.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on, but it's bad, and I don't want any of you going near it.
Giselle actually starts trying to get out of the bed at this point.
I don't
We were
know.
using those things for sabacc bats.
Washin, like, looks over at him, just horrified.
Do you have any more on you?
No. But there's some back at the hideout. There's a bunch back at the hideout.
Oh.
Some of the others might have some.
This is...
I'll go tell the others, Washin. We have to go get those as soon as possible.
Yes, you're right.
And I'll go run out and tell all the other Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Listen, Hall. I need you on this. We need your help if we're going to clean this mess up and save this city.
I'll do it, but I don't know if you really want me to.
He gets up slowly and then puts his non-injured hand on her shoulder and says, I need you on this. I know you don't believe in yourself, and I know that you're having trouble with some of the things that you're doing, but you have the potential to be a hero, and this is your opportunity to do it. We're going to save your parents, and we're going to save the city.
Mm-hmm.
We are. Not me, not Demi, not you, all of us.
Mm-hmm.
He sort of takes his hand off you and sighs and goes to bandage up his bleeding hand.
Hold on.
So I guess Demi let's just do Demi going to talk to the...
Yeah. So, Demi, you're going to speak with the other Jedi?
Yes.
Okie dokie. Who are you going to try and find?
Again, it's been a while with names.
Okay, at the moment, the other members of
Black Gentleman.
Talbane.
Yes, that's one.
Okay, so you are going to be able to find fairly easily. Yeah, how do you go ahead and approach?
Talbane! I say as I run up to him.
Yeah, okay, slow down, Demi. What's gone wrong?
Well, weird crystals, dark side, evil inside, Washin, okay, but scared. We need to go collect crystals from gang base.
Okay. Right. Where is it?
Do I know where it is?
You do not.
Hold on. I run back to the room.
You just come back a second later with Rosie and Thorn and their projector.
Yeah, sure.
Talbane gives Thorn the stink eye.
Thorn just stares at him blankly as a robot, and then shows the projection of the street.
I'm back. I'm sorry.
All right, let's do this.
Your companion has had an incident.
Go on.
The blue one had a crystal explode in his hand, and seemed very melodramatic.
The crystal, I clarify, has dark side energy inside. Yes.
Ah, yes.
Shut up, you.
Oh, I just find it funny when the most...
Shut up, you.
Yeah.
Rosie.
You get us, Jedi.
Yes?
What happened?
Oh, Washin hurt himself with the crystal. I think it did something to him. He was he was very distressed. And then he was very angry, and then he and then he had to bandage up his hand and was being very nice to Hall, who seems to be having a very hard time. Oh, I feel sorry for her. But her friend is so sweet, I think that they might have a thing. I don't want to make any assumptions, but
Ugh.
a mouse droid knows.
Talbane kind of smiles at that. Okay, look. We need to go ahead and get these crystals?
Yes, I think that would be very important.
Okay. Well, I was actually coming to see you all. Because we've got our coordinates for the meet.
Oh, good. Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's all go and talk. Caskel is indisposed still. I don't know what's going on with him.
What do you mean, oh no?
Just because, like he's still, the Giselle is still injured, and also, like, it would mean potentially breaking up, the blossoming romance between Hull and Giselle. And Rosie is very invested in
That was in character, so it's fine.
Okay.
Hey, okay, so that was in character. Do that in character then, April.
Oh yeah. Well, it's just that Giselle seems so hurt, and Hull really seems to like him, and I really, I imagine the two of them want to spend more time together, and it's so nice for her to finally have a friend and start talking to people. And I don't want to be the type to pry, but I wouldn't hate it if the two of them got together. They're so cute. Oh, young love, it's beautiful.
What a shame that we're going to have to break them up.
Oh, no, I hope not.
How will they ever recover? Demi rolls his eyes and walks away.
I know. She like puts a hand on the top of Demi's head and is like, I can tell how broken up you are. Don't worry though. I'll bake us all something nice as soon as I figure out how to cook and what humans eat. Ration paste. That's right.
Ration paste.
Talbane is just shaking his head. Let's just go talk and figure this out. They all walk back into the hospital room.
Yes.
He looks back at Rosie. This is the kid?
This is him. Hello.
Okay. Look, your boss is sent us a message for a meet. He wants to see you and your friends back as well. You okay with that? He nods.
Keep going.
Giselle just kind of looks over at Hall. I just want to help and fix this. And if it is this dark side stuff, I guess you guys are the best bet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. Because we're... You wait for someone else to finish what he was going to say. The Jedi!
He's just looking at you. Right. Talbane goes ahead and holds up the data pad. Do you recognize these coordinates? Giselle takes it. Yeah, that's where I normally would go to talk to him, or talk to his room, I guess. Did you want me and the boys to just go and get those crystals for you? I'm sure I could call into the boss and, he'd take my word, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Ajahn, turns and looks at Hall and says, you suggested earlier going along in disguise.
Becoming spies.
Considering what's happened, I'm no longer certain that wouldn't be a good idea. These crystals are dangerous, and they must be destroyed. And I need someone I can trust to make sure that happens.
Washin, a voice in your mind nags you. No, they shouldn't.
Washin, suddenly, just sits up and looks around.
It sounds very similar to that voice that the Force sometimes speaks to you with.
Maybe that wouldn't be necessary, though. I suppose it's possible we should collect them and bring them back to the temple for further study. Maybe that's the best option.
Talbane is looking at Washin askance.
He's actually rubbing his chin with his injured hand at the moment, and it's bandaged up, so it's not like bloody or anything. But he's just.
What do you mean it's bandaged up? More like it's already healed.
More like he's put a big black leather glove on it and is now rubbing his chin.
No, it's got some slightly off blue synth skin on it at the moment.
Yeah.
That was not actually healed by the rush of power.
Yeah. He rubs his hand with his chin with the hand that was injured as he slowly turns, and he's been kind of facing away from the group. But he slowly turns, and with eyes down, rubbing his chin, saying, "Yes, of course we should. We can't be too hasty with this. We've got to take the crystals back to the temple, and the masters will know what to do." So, You understand what I said about not playing with them, though, right? We must be cautious.
Yeah, well, I mean, you went from playing with it yourself to going on about destroying it, and now you don't want to?
Playing with it was a mistake, but I might have been overcautious. It's possible that
Master wasn't playing with it. Whole. We were investigating it.
Yes.
Jedi do.
It's important that the Jedi understand these things.
Because we are both sensible, unlike you.
I'm sorry, I have a headache. I apologize. I feel a little off, but Demi, you and Hull both. This isn't too important to be left to any one Jedi or any friend.
What about Thorn? Is she coming with, or
Thorn?
Are you coming with?
I'll come with you on this one. Thorn needs to get his arm replaced. As soon as he's back in working order, then he can rejoin us in the field. This is
Giselle go-aheads in, raises his hand. Look, I can go ahead and grab them. I mean, maybe it was because you were Force sensitive that they went weird?
Maybe. It's possible. But yes, no. Touching more of them might just cause more problems.
Well, I imagine using the Force on them to pick them up is probably a bad idea.
Indeed,
says Wash, and he's like, oh gosh, all this power is just it's so good.
It's at this point it's less that and more like he's just like kind of trying to figure out what the hell just happened, because he's had voices in his head his entire pretty much since he started this whole thing, but they've always more or less steered him in the right direction, but he doesn't.
Oh my god, Giselle's right. Jedi are crazy.
Yeah, no, it's like Welsh is basically going the voices in my head are usually a lot more sensible than this. Weird.
Who's to say that actually wasn't sensible?
Yeah. Well, maybe that is actually the right thing. I don't know.
Maybe going dark side is the sensible option here.
No, you're right.
Oh,
Zombie's please stop.
I should put more faith in both of you. You're clever. You're clever, and I know you'll make the right decision. And if not, even if there's any trouble, I'll be right there. I'm feeling much better now.
Okay, says Giselle. So, you're gonna go and talk to my boss, and I'm gonna grab the crystals, or?
Yes. In fact, actually, why don't we split the party?
You just want me to have to run this for longer, don't you?
Oh, that's okay. Well, like, I was actually going to suggest that it might be better to like have Hull go and destroy the crystals collect the crystals while.
Nope. You got the right language there.
Okay, well, me and Demi deal with the negotiation.
I feel like I should do.
Okay, you want to help with that? Okay, yeah.
I don't know. I want to do both, but.
I kind of like the idea of I kind of like Thorn and Washin going out and
Okay, so here's the deal. You can try and do both things at the same time if you want. In which case, different things may happen. You'll have to split the party. You can go ahead and meet with this mysterious boss first, and then try and do that. Which is also a possibility, and keep the party together. There may be consequences that fall out of that as well. At the moment, the moving pieces that you have are Jazal and his boys, Hall, Demi, Thorn, Washin, and Talbane.
All right.
And you can go ahead and use them in whatever particular arrangement you want.
I think Demi should accompany Jazal to collect the crystals.
All right. I think,
and Washin or either Washin or Thorn and Hull go deal with.
I think Hull wants to go and help out Jazal.
Yeah, and I think Demi doesn't want that.
Yeah. Okay, so there's the meeting with the boss, who has essentially said, "Give my boys back to me, and I want to talk to you."
Well, here's two things. Here's two things. So, isn't Demi like which one would be harder? Like, isn't Demi gonna have to steal? Oh my God, you're gonna have to gamble for all of them.
Not necessarily.
No. I'm just imagining this in terms of a movie plot. I'm like, okay, if Hall is there, then they'll just turn invisible and start stealing them all. But if Demi is there, Demi would either A, have to fight all of these children for him, or B, have to win space poker.
Okay, I should note that Jazal, who's obviously got some sort of leadership role in the gang, has essentially said, "Hey, I can go and grab these for you if you want. You don't actually have to go there. If you trust him enough, he can get them for you."
I want someone with him.
I don't trust him, and on top of that, I also feel like there's a chance he's gonna get rushed by a horrible monster.
So what I'm saying is, I think that you two should go with him, and if need be, you should play poker in order to collect all these things.
God damn it!
They're gonna end up with no clothes.
Meanwhile, I'm going to Washin will deal with the meeting.
Okay.
I feel like that's just as dangerous, though.
I think you're right, but we're coming up on the hour.
Demi.
Okay. Then what we're going to go ahead and do is you're going to decide on your plans, and then we're going to go ahead and take a break. You should also go ahead and figure out if you're going to send Talbane as a chaperone, or if he's coming along with the meeting.
Okay. I feel like we should send Yeah, I'm oh boy, jeez.
If we send Demi, Hall, and
Talbane,
Jazal, then I feel like Demi's going to have too many crazy people to deal with.
Okay, I kind of want Washin by himself to go to the kids' place and steal the fucking stuff, or Thorn for that matter. Thorn might be a good option. Just a warbot crashes in. And
it's Thorn and Washin will go in, but they're gonna go in undercover, so they're gonna get some skateboards and sort of swagger in. Greetings, fellow
Actually, yeah,
children.
that's a good-
I
okay.
am here for your crystals.
Thorn and Giselle go get the crystals, and the rest of us go to the meeting.
God. So you're sending Thorn and the person who blew up his arm and who he fucking, like, stabbed.
And I should, by the way, note that you're going to need to probably send Giselle if you want to take the crystals without potentially getting into a fight or have to do the stealing, that sort of stuff.
Well, no, poker.
God damn it.
You have to do
Well,
the
here's the thing. To get in there, you're gonna need one of the gang members.
Yeah. Look, I'm just gonna say this.
Or,
the
overwhelming
Hall's like
force.
an honorary gang member, so there you go.
Not quite, but okay. Look, here's the thing: we need Giselle to enter into the place to get the high stakes poker chips. Hall has the best chemistry with Giselle, so they should go together. And I don't trust Hall not to betray us all. So Demi, you should go to make sure that she doesn't pull a like a big old twisteroo and.
Okay, so let me get this straight. The nominal adult of the party is sending the two kids off with Peter Pan to Neverland.
Yes.
Yeah.
He seems like a trustworthy guy.
I think Hall should not tag along. I think the two criminals should not be together in a room. That's what I think. I think Hall should go with Washington.
Wait, pull back a second. Technically speaking, the most criminal of the player characters is your character.
Thorn
Is
has a
my
suggestion.
character?
Yeah.
Considering that you're a street urchin and a stowaway.
Fair enough, but
Alternative
that is
take.
criminal by need.
We
They are
send in
criminals.
Giselle, but we implant
No.
a bomb into his chest so that
No,
if he betrays
Brendan
us,
Hall
we'll
is
blow
a
him.
criminal
I like
thing.
this one.
Wow. Just all the dark side points.
Beep boop, motherfucker.
There was a second bomb. Hypnotize him so he thinks he's
Demi
dead.
has already
Actually,
kissed
that's
the
the thing.
doorknob.
Like before, when we were having the previous discussion about like sending the people back, part of the reason I was asking about where Thorn was because his suggestion was going to be, what if we take some bombs, plant them on the people we're giving back as hostages, and then blow them all up?
Oh, wow. But yeah, seriously, considering that we are coming down to the hour, I do need to have a plan.
Okay. Again, I really like out of game. I think that like the best thing for like scene wise would be Hall, Giselle, and Demi, and then Washington going and having the interview with the boss. I think the kids aren't going to necessarily be able to have as much impact in a negotiation scene, but in Neverland with a bunch of kids trying to like sneak out with a bunch of crystals, they both can do some fun things, and
They're gonna have to sneak out. They'll have to probably just let us take them.
Well, yeah, but you also all three of you have strong chemistry in very different ways.
Okay, where are you putting Talbane?
Talbane would probably go with Washington to the meeting.
Okay.
We're just gonna have a bunch of children running around.
And what about Thorn?
Because
Good
his
plan,
arm is
plan.
currently off, he'll be going along to protect the kids, but will be staying at a distance.
Okie dokie.
So like, if there's a fight, he'll rush in to help, but will otherwise be staying back.
All right, then. Well, we will go ahead and have this go down next time. See you,
guys-
folks.
See you guys in the next bit. Boop, boop, boop.